Selinco Life, a relationship for life.
A very good evening, everyone, and welcome to our special program on Adadharana 24/7. Tonight, we are going to talk about non-communicable diseases and how it's actually affecting the country at the moment. So, we have two special guests joining with us today, and it is Dr. K. Chandrasekhar, who is the former president of the College of General Practitioners of Sri Lanka, and Dr. Dilini Baranage, who is the council member of the College of General Practitioners. Now, let's first start off with you, Dr. Chandrasekhar. Why is it important for us to know more about NCDs or non-communicable diseases at the moment?
Yes, that's an interesting question, and that gives you an idea as to why we are very concerned about this project as well. Let me start off by saying what non-communicable diseases is about. Non-communicable diseases is a medical condition or disease which is non-infectious or non-transmissible. That is, it cannot be spread from a person to person. So, some of the examples of non-communicable diseases are diabetes, cardiovascular disease like hypertension, stroke, cancer, bronchial asthma, and other chronic respiratory diseases, for me to tell a few examples. The worrying thing is world over as well as in Sri Lanka, the non-communicable diseases incidence or the number of cases that are being reported is becoming higher and higher. So much so that almost 70% of deaths occurring annually in Sri Lanka is either due to non-communicable diseases or its complications. So, that gives you an idea why we are all very worried about this problem.
Okay, so now Dr. Chandrasekhar, and what are the main causes of the increase of NCDs in the society at the moment when it comes to Sri Lanka?
The main reasons for the increase in the incidence of non-communicable diseases are: one is the indiscriminate use of alcohol, increased use of tobacco, eating a lot of unhealthy food like the fast foods, and sedentary lifestyle. So, these are the main reasons why the incidence of non-communicable diseases have increased world over as well as in Sri Lanka. Now, when you take the United Nations General Assembly, which is the main decision making body of the UN, which has, if I am not mistaken, about 193 member states, have understood this problem as an urgent problem, and they have advised the member states to take remedial measures in regard to this. Our Ministry of Health, Nutrition and Indigenous Medicine has also understood this as a national problem, and they have introduced a very effective action plan called the National Multisectoral Action Plan for the Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Diseases 2016-2020. That is in action at the moment, and our college is trying to help the Ministry of Health in this national endeavor, and that is what this Talk to Your Neighbor project is all about.
Okay, so this is part of you helping out the Ministry of Health in its initiative to mitigate the problem. Now, Dr. Baranage, shall we talk about the Talk to Your Neighbor project? What's the aim of this project?
Yes, so the Talk to Your Neighbor project is aimed at creating awareness about non-communicable diseases and prevention of these diseases through lifestyle modification. It has been designed by the College of General Practitioners, and College of General Practitioners, it's the apex professional academic body of family physicians in Sri Lanka, and it has gained recognition in the field of family medicine since its inception in 1969, and it has been incorporated by an act of law in Parliament in 1974, and now we have about 450 members of the college, and there are so many other stakeholders in this project like the Sri Lanka Diabetes and Cardiovascular Initiative and also the Community Development Services, it's an NGO, And the financial sponsor is Selinco Life, and media sponsor is Adadharana 24/7, and also the Ministry of Nutrition, Health and Indigenous Medicine, and also Ministry of Education. And there are 10 schools from the Western Province who are taking part in this pilot project.
So this pilot project now, it's I believe your workshop was held at the Royal College Skills Center recently. So is it part of this pilot project?
That's right, yes. It is the first phase of the project, was the workshop, where we had 150 students, teachers and parents, and where there we trained them, we gave them, we taught them about non-communicable diseases, and the important thing is we trained them as to how to take this message forward to the society. Here the students are the ambassadors who are going to carry this message forward. They are going to spread this message to their family members, to their fellow students, their neighbors, and not only that, the main factor which differentiates the Talk to Your Neighbor project from the rest of the projects is that we go one step forward, where we are trying to create a lifestyle modification, not only to create awareness, because there are so many projects now in non-communicable disease prevention where you create awareness, but the main focus of this project is to cause lifestyle modifications. So that is actually one step forward in this project, and here the main feature is that we have taken school students as the ambassadors who are going to carry this message forward.
Okay, so what sorts of lifestyle modifications are going to be there?
Yes, so now we are talking about 10 health tips. So first of all, let's say main issue the society, or let's say the school students face nowadays is bad health habits, food intake. So therefore, first of all, one of the lifestyle modifications would be to go towards a healthy food pattern, and through that increase exercises and also to reduce weight. And then comes the rest of the health habits. I think Dr. Chandrasekhar will elaborate on that.
Before we talk about those doctors, we'll go in for a short commercial break. Do stay with us. We have much to talk about the NCDs.
Selinco Life, a relationship for life. Selinco Life, a relationship for life.
Welcome back everyone to our special program on Adadharana 24/7, and as we were talking about non-communicable diseases and how it's affecting the country at the moment. So now Dr. Baranage, as we were talking about, you had this workshop held at the Royal College Skills Center. Let's also talk about your action plan and what have you been doing when it comes to that project.
Yeah, so the workshop was the first phase of the project, and the second phase will be the intra-school activities, where now at the workshop we train 150 students, teachers and parents, and during the second phase of the project they will carry this message forward to their fellow school mates and also to teachers and their families and neighbors. So the second phase of the project will consist of there will be many intra-school activities, like some schools actually have planned walks and then seminars, short dramas, things like that, lecture presentations, handing out leaflets. So all these 10 schools will have their intra-school activities where they are spreading this message to the neighborhood. Then the third phase of the project would be where the 10 schools will have an inter-school competition as to what extent they have achieved this lifestyle modification. And during it will be a one-year project where they will make a portfolio consisting of what they have done, the activities they have been involved in, and as to how they have achieved these lifestyle modifications, what type of activities they have been involved in, and how they have taken all these health messages to the society, and what they have achieved. All that will be in this portfolio that they will create, and at the end of the year we will have an inter-school competition where we will select a winner, and a second, third place prizes will be awarded. That will be the first stage of, or let's say the first year of the pilot project. And we are planning to go ahead and to take this to throughout the country, because initially now we have got only 10 schools from the western province, and depending on how the project goes this year, we are planning to reach to the rest of the island.
Okay, and then now, Dr. Baranege, as you know, we one of the main reasons why we have such an increase, like Dr. Chandrasekhar said about when it comes to NCDs, is the obesity that is among women. We know Sri Lankan women mostly, they do not exactly go out to have exercises, do exercises, and have their health. They don't think much about their health. So when it comes to that, what do you think the women should do? What does your workshop do when it comes to that?
Yeah, so if you talk about obesity, then what you need to do is, yes, exercises is one thing, and there is like, I think a lot of women today are very busy, and they find it difficult to have time to allocate time for exercises. So let's say even a housewife, ideally what we say is, when it comes to exercises, it doesn't like have to be, okay, I allocate this particular time. It's not like that. During your day-to-day activities, you try to include that as part of your day-to-day activities, so that it naturally happens. So exercise is anyway, it's one of the most important things, and also good health habits and a good dietary plan is also very important when it comes to controlling obesity.
And then children, Dr. Baranege, they are more into fast food than a few years ago. So what do you think, what do the parents should do when it comes to that?
Yeah, because now I think even not like those days, children are also very busy. They have a very busy school time table. They have a very busy schedule, and the parents also find it difficult to kind of prepare a healthy meal. Let's say breakfast, dinner, lunch. So I think what is important is the time management, and that parents are more focused on what the children are eating. And the other thing is that nowadays, because of the busy schedules, people are more concerned about getting their work done rather than concentrating on good health habits, and they will eat what is possible, and junk food is easily available throughout the city. So I think that's one reason why parents and children are both towards junk food, and it's like an easy way out.
Okay, and then there is this now one of the reasons have become we as Sri Lankans, we consume more salt than the intake that we should take. That's an interesting aspect, because we didn't realize. I don't think any of us in Sri Lanka realizes what we do at the moment. So how do you think that how do you think we should face that challenge, and how should that eating habit should be controlled?
Yeah, I think traditionally we have been used to having tasty food, fried food, along that comes with salt as well. So because of that, now it's not only changing your dietary pattern, it's your way of thinking, all that. So it's a big challenge that is faced by the society, and as doctors, I think we have a big responsibility. So that is one of the main aims of the project. That's why I said, not only to create awareness, not only to teach them about the non-communicable diseases and its complications, but how to cause a lifestyle modification, because that is what is lacking in the society now. So that is one of the main aims of this project.
Okay, Dr. Baranege, we have much to talk about, doctor. So before that, we're going for a short commercial break. Do stay with us.
Selinco Life, a relationship for life. Selinco Life, a relationship for life.
Welcome back, everyone. And as you know, we've been talking about non-communicable diseases and how it's affecting the country at the moment. So, Dr. Chandrasekhar, my question is for you. The next question. Now, the College of General Practitioners, they also have another initiative which is called 10 Health Tips at Your Fingertips. Let's talk a bit about that.
Yeah, to explain to you that part clearly, it is not two segments. This health tips is used as an educational material for us to train the children as to the health tips. So, this is something which our Non-Communicable Diseases Committee of the College of General Practitioners of Sri Lanka has produced, and we have made it in all three languages, right? So
this is first, is it?
yeah, so these health messages, there are 10 of those, and what we have done here is in very simple language, we have tried to explain to the audience, to the children as well as to the people the children are going to educate, these 10 health messages which are important to control or reduce the non-communicable diseases. So, the college has been involved in this type of activity from 2013. We had this type of health messages then as well, but now we have made it more user friendly, more simple and more appealing, and in fact we have used the traffic signal colors, where the green is something where you can freely do, and the amber with caution, and the red not to do, right. So, that is how we have planned out these health messages. Now, these health messages have been used in the workshop which we conducted, about which Dr. Dilini Barnage was talking to you. So, this is the core messages which we have given the children, right, because children are small members, although they are a very important and very powerful segment in the society. That is the reason why we identified them to be our ambassadors to carry forward this message. We wanted to only tell them need to know information, not nice to know information. So, this is need to know information in at a glance, if I may say. So, this is something which we have used for the children to take with them back home and educate their peers, their teachers, their parents and the community at large, and also get involved in their community related activities with the support of the teachers and parents.
Okay, and doctor, now here it says consume at least 2 liters of fluids per day. It's important because most of the time we forget, even children forget to to drink water. That's the most simple thing that we can do, but they do forget. How important are these little habits that we need to incorporate into our lives?
No, taking liquids is very, very important because we are living in a tropical country. We sweat a lot, and especially if the children are involved in sports activities and things like that, they sweat more, right. So, it is very, very important for us to teach them as to the amount of liquids they should take. So, that is why on an average we have said there 2 to 2.5 liters a day has to be consumed for a average individual.
Right? Okay. So, what are the other, out of these, what are the other very important things that we should focus on?
Now, if you want to talk about that, I mean, one, as she said, about the balanced diet. Then the next one is about exercises, right. Now, when you take the exercises, one thing I would like to point out is for people to be given practical ideas as to what to do. I used to tell my patients, use your hands and legs more, right. That is an easy way of making them understand. People who do not have time to exercise, at least half an hour to 45 minutes, most days of the week, do some type of exercise. In addition to that, they also should concentrate on using their hands and legs more. So, to a closed place, don't take an auto, walk it up. When you want to go up the steps, not use the lift. When you have some work to do, help your mama or dada, or vice versa, help your children and do some work at home. So, these are some ways of using your hands and legs, and that would be automatic exercise on top of the normal planned exercises they should do. So, that is another thing. Then the other thing is about smoking. Say no to smoking, and about alcohol. Nowadays, that also we say no to alcohol, right. So, these are some of the important things I think we should be concentrating on.
Because I believe now if we had initiated these kinds of programs several decades ago, maybe 2 decades ago, I don't think we would have this many men who are into tobaccos. I think this is our way of going forward, isn't it?
Yes, you are quite right.
Okay, that's all that we had about NCDs and the College of General Practitioners, how they're actually taking a lot of initiatives to create awareness about non-communicable diseases in the society and how it's affecting Sri Lanka. So thank you very much, Dr. Baranagi and Dr. Chandrasekhar. Thank you very much for joining with us tonight, and thank you all for joining with us tonight as well. Have a very pleasant evening. Good night.
We from Selinco Life is excited to be part of this project because as a leading life insurer, we have dedicated ourselves to develop health-related infrastructure and to create health-related awareness on health-related issues in Sri Lanka. So this project, the NCD project, the initiative by all these prestigious stakeholders will create awareness about the non-communicable diseases and its hard impact in Sri Lankan population. So we as the company is very happy to be part of this project, and we feel this is a very relevant project to Sri Lanka, and the project or the activities which is to conduct through or to create awareness through these school children is a commendable one by these prestigious institutions. And also we are committed on this project.
Selinco Life, a relationship for life.